इंडस्ट्री ने आपके टैलेंट को पहचाना
नहीं उस वक्त। मैं सब बात करते थे कि तो कितना अच्छा एक्टर है टीवी में, लेकिन जो है फिल्मों में काम नहीं देते थे। सुभाष घई साहब का भी कई बार मैंने सुना, उन्होंने कहा कि सीरियल देख के कि यार ये कौन लड़का है, ये बड़ा बड़ा ज़बरदस्त है। लेकिन फिर मैं इंतज़ार करता था कि शायद मेरे मोबाइल से सुभाष घई का फ़ोन आ जाए कभी।
Whenever I've seen interviews of several actors, including Irfan Khan and Rishi Kapoor, they have consecutively stated that they did not connect with the material they were initially associated with. While Rishi Kapoor was more fortunate in playing lead roles in mostly romantic films, Irfan had become exhausted of the machine-like production of Indian television and being merely labelled as a character actor, a sin back then, unlike today's landscape. The important point is that this is the reality of many actors who, for subsistence and just being visible, have carried on working in underwhelming projects. The makers never really tapping into their real potential and performing year after year in several mediocre scripts and roles have finally reached a stage where content and creators have matured and recognized their capabilities. While this is still an ongoing process, here's taking a look at some of the actors who seem to be at their most creatively fulfilling stage of their career, unlike their initial period. So here is Tried and Refused Productions with 10 out-of-place Bollywood actors who are now finally getting the roles they deserve. Saif Ali Khan. You knew from the onset that if a boy is coming from Winchester and diving deep into the world of early 90s Bollywood, it will be a marriage that would not be palatable for the masses. With films like Aashik Awara and Pehla Nasha, you knew the Pataudi offspring was not connecting with the dramatic dialogues he was delivering. The interesting aspect is while Saif as an actor was not being offered challenging roles, he still went on to do experimental roles that did not do well in the box office, including Ek Hasina Thi, Being Cyrus and Omkara. While his roles and performances were praised, the Indian audience did not swarm into the theatres for these movies.
I was a little Western and kind of, I wasn't doing that thing of, yes sir, I'll sit around here all day when we're not shooting. I didn't toe the line, as it were. And so that didn't last very long. And also I wasn't very good.
It is only now, and few and far between by the way, where Saif seems to be in a groove between commerce as well as content, with films like Tanaji and Jawani Janeman. While experimental and powerful roles like Lal Kaptan still failed due to the audiences not accepting and celebrating unique content decisions, the fact that he is going to play the antagonist opposite Prabhas in the Om Raut directed film that is going to come out next year, just is an example that the man is finally being recognized for his capabilities as a performer. Side note, this one is going to be a riot in the box office. Seema Pava, a veteran in her own right that is in a resurgence of sorts, mainly due to the maturity of the ideas regarding scripts and the risk taken with the ample benefits reciprocated by the audience, is Seema Pava. The actor that featured in heartfelt and powerful TV serials in the form of Hum Log has had a long career in television, playing the role of mothers and supporting characters in a handful of films. While Seema Pava talks about staying sane through the avenue in theatre, it is only recently that the Hindi film industry has recognized her talent and exceptional performances in movies like Aankho Dekhi, बरेली की बर्फी एंड शुभ मंगल सावधान।
एक मिडिल एज में आके एक औरत अगर विडो है या किसी और वजह से उसका हस्बैंड उसके साथ नहीं है, पर अगर उसकी जीने की इच्छा है जी, तो वो कहानी है ना अपने आप में जी। आप कैसे कह देते हैं कि नहीं, यंगस्टर्स अगर एक लड़का एक लड़की नहीं मिले तो फिर कहानी क्या?
While we are still waiting for a directorial debut with Ram Prasad की 13वीं, it'll be exciting to see projects in store for the actor that is finally getting the respect as an artist that she deserves. Ronit Roy. For many years, Ronit Roy for India was either Mr. Bajaj or Mihir. What a lot of people don't know is that Ronit Roy had a relatively successful debut with a Hindi film in 1992 called Jaan Tera Naam. While due to subsequent movie failures, work dried up, Ronit Roy transitioned to television and became a household name and face for several years. It was, however, the brilliant casting decision of Vikramaditya Motwane in Udaan that changed the perception of the Indian audience regarding Ronit Roy's talent. After the powerful performance of his stoic and distant father, Ronit Roy impressed the masses with films like Two States, Ugly and Kabil, an actor that possesses a brilliant intensity and sinks his teeth into several roles.
So I made all the wrong choices and the films didn't work, they flopped, some didn't get made. And then I sat at home for about 4-5 years after being a Silver Jubilee hero.
Ronit Roy's career seems to be in an upward trajectory and it's about time. Tabu. One of the most talented actors we have in the country today is undoubtedly Tabu. If you revisit her initial career, it will make you notice in disbelief how underutilized she was in the 90s. Movies like Pehla Pehla Pyar and Prem, where she is playing second fiddle to the heroes mostly. You couldn't even fathom the capability that was remaining untapped. After several forgettable roles other than marches that carried on till the late 90s, I believe it was the Mahesh Manjrekar film Astitva in 2000 that truly showcased the budding artist within her. What followed was career-defining performances in Chandni Bar, Maqbool, The Namesake, and honestly, just each year through her performances, just surprising audiences of the sheer range she possesses.
I feel like anything that feels like a shackle to me, it feels like really repetitive and really predictable, you know. I sort of wanted to always, it made me feel uncomfortable to an extent.
While Simi and Andhadhun and Ghazla and Haider will forever be my favorites, we can't wait to see more from the actor, finally getting the roles to match her capabilities. Kunal Kemmu, a child actor that transitioned almost seamlessly into his adult debut in 2005 with the film Kalyug, had a bright future ahead of him. While Kunal still impressed in the years ahead with films like Traffic Signal and 99, the actor was never pushed as a marketable leading man in Bollywood. With the regular ensemble cast comedies and still standing out, creators never envisioned to cast him as a leading hero in films, mainly due to the economics that it is dependent on.
And I honestly feel that sometimes, I feel the films and film industry was a passion that turned into a business. Unfortunately, today I feel it's just a business that's pretending to be a passion.
With impressive performances, however, last year in films like Kalank and Malang, the masses are definitely recognizing the untapped potential of the capable actor. With the hilarious Loot case, Kemmu seems to be making strides and hopefully changing the minds of trade experts and producers as well, because I and many others are all eyes and ears for his next project. Pankaj Tripathi. Not only a phenomenal actor, but just a beautiful human being. From several interactions I have seen of him is Pankaj Tripathi, a man trained in the Film Institute who just came to Mumbai with a dream to act in films. The actor has not only featured in several small appearances in movies like Run and Omkara, but was relatively unknown to the masses till the late 2000s. It was only after Anurag Kashyap's brilliant casting in Gangs of Wasipur, where Tripathi played the role of Sultan Qureshi, where the artist was provided a platform to showcase his craft. The masses recognized that, and it's just been one excellent performance after the other since then.
मैं कितने ऐड के ऑडिशन में जाता था, श्रीजी में, आराम नगर में, और अचानक कोई एक कास्टिंग की जिसकी ड्यूटी लगी, वो लड़की दरवाजा खोले और दरवाजा के बाहर 30-40 अभिनेता खड़े हैं. इतने में वो लड़की आती थी, नॉट फिट नॉट फिट नॉट फिट नॉट फिट नॉट फिट, यू कम. एक को बुलाती थी, 10 को नॉट फिट कर देती थी. मैं इतना नॉट फिट होने लगा था, मुझे घर जाने में डर लगता था, बीबी भी नॉट फिट ना बोल दे, घर का दरवाजा खुले, नॉट फिट.
When a movie title role is dedicated to another actor and you steal the show, you're just an actor who was meant to do this, no questions asked. It's a long journey ahead with us appreciating Pankaj Tripathi and his abundant talent, hopefully in the near future in theatres as well. Rasika Dugal, an actor that I genuinely feel still hasn't really been challenged despite the brilliant script she has accepted and beautifully portrayed on the screen as Rasika Dugal. The actor, again technically trained from the Institute, initially did brief appearances in films like Anwar and No Smoking, while a long list of these brief appearances carried on all the way up to the 2018 film Hamid. I genuinely feel it is the digital revolution and web series platforms that have recognized her true potential, with exceptional performances in projects like Made in Heaven, Delhi Crime, and Mirzapur. While I genuinely feel the actor has so much more to showcase, it's motivating to see the masses notice the actor and her capabilities as a performer.
It's a relief for me because most of the films that I've done have been in the theatres maximum for 2 weeks. So at least now there's a space where your film has a life beyond the theatre.
Aarshad Verma. There are a lot of actors that are just there. They assimilate, blend, and seem to be thriving, but you realize only with certain projects that their real potential is barely being tapped. That one actor, according to me, is Aarshad Verma, an actor who started off as a choreographer and featured in several forgettable films that even failed financially during the 90s. If you see films like Hero Hindustani and Betabi, you'll know what I'm talking about. It is the marketing and creative push of Munna Bhai that showcased to the masses Varsi's capability as a character actor. While still trying to diversify with films like Seher that failed financially, Varsi became a part of several successful comedy franchises. While these films are financially successful, I feel Varsi stands out most in his dramatic roles in films like Jolly LLB, Irada, and the web series Asur.
मुझे नहीं लगता या मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि अभी इस वक्त मेरी मार्केट वो नहीं है कि मैं अगर सोलो फिल्म करूं और लोग आके देखें, अनलेस एंड अनटिल उसको प्रोड्यूस करें यश चोपड़ा, तो आएंगे लोग देखने। करण जौहर, यश राज, अगर ये प्रोड्यूस करेंगे तो सोलो करो तो यस।
Here's wishing to see the other side of the actor that is barely getting explored by Hindi cinema. Akshay Khanna. Whenever I am asked about one actor that I never really get tired of seeing on the big screen in Bollywood movies, it is Akshay Khanna. An actor that always wanted to be an actor was seen in the 90s running around, dancing and romancing the heroine. While I would say Himalay Putra and Mohabbat isn't my cup of tea, I also feel like Khanna as a performer is more suited to the kind of roles he is portraying later in his career. While my favorite is him as Harilal Gandhi in Gandhi My Father, it is in the commercial successes like Dil Chahta Hai, Hamraz and Halchal that he made an impression with the masses. While the acting career dipped and was followed by a hiatus due to personal reasons, Khanna proved with movies like Mom, Ittifaq and Section 375 that he didn't lose any of his mojo as the phenomenal performer he truly is.
I'm not saying there are no regrets.
Right.
But then to complain
Yeah.
is to my mind not correct.
Right.
Not correct. I mean, you don't have to go far, you just have to go outside on the street to see what miserable lives people lead.
True.
A majority of them, a lot of them,
Right.
thousands, millions of them. It's very stupid to complain.
While a web series with the actor has been announced, I can't wait to see him more in future projects. Naina Gupta. For Naina Gupta, a national award-winning actor who struggled to get roles in her late 50s is both the state of the scripts written for actors in that age bracket and second, how casually the creators forget about these actors that are hungry for work and are sitting idle. While the actor was brilliant in the plethora of roles that she portrayed all through the 80s and 90s, she was considered the face of parallel cinema with Shabana Azmi and Smita Patil and even impressed in TV serials like Saas. It is in the 2000s where there was barely any work for Naina Gupta. While her social media post seeking for work went viral, since then Badhai Ho put the foot on the pedal for Naina Gupta's career with just role after role pouring in.
मेरे अपने लोगों ने मुझे किसी ने काम नहीं दिया. I'm so close to Sony, महेश भट्ट. महेश ने कभी मुझे काम नहीं दिया. कभी नहीं दिया. किसी ने मुझे काम नहीं दिया. I wonder why. And I'm too shy to ask. Maybe that's why.
It's important that the industry just looks around a bit rather than being insular, so much so that it forgets about the talent that is hungry for work. There are still brilliant actors that are craving for work that challenges them and also gets pushed and marketed in such a way that it reaches the millions, equally wanting impressive content. And that was a video, guys. Write down in the comments below if you have some video ideas for our channel. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.